How's it going, guys? In this video, I'm going to show you the method that I use for letting my kids pretty much pick which chores they want to do. And this probably sounds a little bit crazy and like it might be a bad idea, but it has worked really well for us for several years now. And I know I've made videos in the past showing what is on my kids' chore checklists, and I've definitely mentioned that they are involved in the process of choosing which chores they want to do, but I don't think I've ever actually shown the full process that we go through to figure out who's doing what chores every year. And I say every year because it usually is that we stick with whatever chores we decide for pretty much a full calendar year. We usually end up doing this in the springtime. I have 2 kids with birthdays in the spring and 1 in the summer, so it's just a good around everyone's birthday time when everyone is getting a little bit older, and it's a good time to just adjust the chores for the coming year. And at this point, it's just kind of a tradition that we do every spring. So this will be that video. I'm going to show you the process that we go through for the actual picking of the chores and assigning to each person in the house. And then in the next video, I will show you their current checklists for the coming calendar year, the rest of 2024 and the first part of 2025. Did I get that right? Those the years that we're in now? The time is going so quickly that I'm pretty sure it's 2024. I'm actually checking because I'm not positive. 2024. Okay, that's good. This year has gone by so fast for me, so I wouldn't have been surprised if I'd looked and it was 2025 already. But okay, good. I'm in the right year. So like I was saying, in the next video, I will show you what their chores will be for the rest of the 2024 calendar year and the winter into spring part of 2025. And then in the video after that, I will show you what my cleaning schedule for this year will look like. And yes, this is when I update my cleaning schedule if need be also, because it just kind of depends on what chores are left. If I have somebody who really wants to do a certain chore, I am not going to complain about it. Even if it's my absolute favorite chore, I will let them do it, and I will take a less desirable chore in order to have someone that is happily doing a chore versus someone that is begrudgingly doing it. I know that I can have a good attitude no matter what chore I'm doing. So that is what I have found to be a good method, or one of the good things about this method of letting other people choose their chores first. They tend to enjoy them more. And when people enjoy their chores more, they tend to grumble a lot less. So let's go ahead and get into the fancy process that we go through for divvying up the chores. So the first thing I did this morning is I said, hey girls, do you guys want to figure out the chores for the year? And they were very excited about that, because usually after about a year, they're kind of tired of the ones that they chose the year before. And my daughter eagerly went and grabbed a notebook so that we could go through this process. So the first thing that I did is I wrote out, just on a plain old notebook, nothing fancy about it, every single chore that needs to get done during the week. And on here, you will find some chores that are weekly and some chores that are daily. My goal for the girls is to have a combination of both. I want them to have some things that they need to do every day, because that's part of life. Some things are a little bit monotonous and repetitive, and that's okay. And another part of life is that sometimes the chores change. Actually, often they change. You have to do different things on different days. So I think having a combination is good for them, just to be in that habit, in that practice for when they have their own homes. The other thing I do with this list is I list every single thing out individually. That's why it looks like such a long list. There's really not a ton on here. So I'll show you what all I have on the list. The first thing is the downstairs bathroom. Then I have the kids' bathroom, so second bathroom, and then I have the parents' bathroom, third bathroom. So that's 3 items on the list are the bathrooms. The reason I do it this way is if I just write bathrooms, it can be really easy to load any given person with way too much stuff on one day. If I say your Monday chore is to clean the bathrooms, that's a lot. That's a lot for a kid, and I mean, depending on the age, if they're a teenager, they could maybe handle that. But even for myself, I prefer to spread out the bathrooms on different days. If you want to hear me talk more about that, you can check out one of my cleaning routine videos that I did before I was really assigning a lot of chores to the kids. And I explain more. I just prefer to do one bathroom and maybe vacuum the downstairs on the same day versus having to clean all of the bathrooms and haul the cleaning products up and down the stairs. I just find it more efficient for myself. So when I list things out, it enables me to assign different people different bathrooms, for example, or if a child loves doing the bathrooms and they want to do them all, I will assign each bathroom a different day, because I really don't want my kids doing chores all day long. I want them to do their chores, get them done so they can be kids, right? So this is a really important thing that I recommend, whether you are letting your kids choose their chores or assigning chores, or whether you are creating your own weekly cleaning routine. So the next two things that I have on here, one is vacuum the upstairs, one is vacuum the downstairs. And I also have on here, because we forgot until a little later when we were assigning things, I also have vacuum stairs. So there are, again, 3 different sections, 3 different lines of vacuuming. Again, if I just put vacuum, vacuuming the entire house would be a lot for one person to do on a day, unless they really didn't have much else going on in any morning. You know, maybe you have one day that you dedicate to vacuuming and you enjoy doing all of that, and that's fine. Again, I prefer to do it floor by floor, so I would do vacuuming the downstairs and the downstairs bathroom if I were just creating this cleaning routine for myself. It's just the way my brain works. You can do it however you want, but I do recommend, again, dividing things out as much as possible, especially when you are dividing out the chores among multiple people. Okay, then we have laundry on here. And I didn't actually divide this one out because in the past it has been one person's responsibility, but I should have, and you'll see why when I get to how we divided this chore up. You could divide it out to start the laundry, switch the laundry, and sort the laundry. And you could even do fold if different people do the folding if you want that to be a chore. But for now, I had it on here as laundry. You'll see how we changed it on the next page. Then this is something actually I haven't often written out, but I did it intentionally this year because I was thinking to myself, I really want to teach at least one of the girls this year, maybe not both. We'll see how everything shakes out, but I really want to teach at least one of them to be more, what's the word? Assertive in the kitchen. Maybe that's the right way of putting it, being more proactive. I think that's the better word. I want them to be really proactive with, if I am helping or if I'm cooking, they say, hey, how can I help, and jump in. Or if I'm cleaning up after a meal, they jump up and start helping. And typically so last year, my oldest daughter, her job was cleaning up after breakfast. And that was the first time I had really assigned this as a chore. And I thought that was really good, but I wanted to make it even more of just a habit. You see somebody in the kitchen, you help out. So I was hoping that one or both of them would take different components of this. So I listed out clean up after breakfast, clean up after lunch, clean up after dinner. And then I also listed out separately, cook breakfast, cook lunch, cook dinner. And you'll see how I do this on the next page. I'm not assuming my kids are, for context, 8.5. That daughter will be 9 this summer, and then 6, and then my son is almost 2. And no, he doesn't get chores assigned yet. His big thing is helping. He likes to be able to help. When he sees one of us doing a chore, he runs over and says, helping, helping. And he likes to help. He gets lots of praise for that. So he's not getting assigned anything. But do keep in mind, depending on your kids' ages, you may not be able to fully offload one of these things. Like I would not assign my 6-year-old cook dinner. If she chose that, that would be me helping her, or maybe even my older daughter helping her make a simple meal. So just keep in mind with some of these things, depending on the ages of your kid, you may have to be involved. Okay, then we have tidy the downstairs and tidy the upstairs. And what I was explaining to the girls on this is that kind of goes along with the vacuuming. You can't vacuum around the stuff. The floor has to be clear before you vacuum. So if you choose vacuuming as your chore for, let's say you choose vacuum upstairs, you are automatically choosing tidy upstairs, which you will do right before you vacuum it. Now, side note, I don't think that it is their responsibility to put everything away for everybody all week long. This is just a basic tidy that you need to do before vacuuming. I did tell them if they choose one of the tidying things, they are more than welcome to, if they see their sibling stuff there, say, hey, you have stuff in the hallway that needs to be cleaned up, because that is a big thing that I'm trying to teach my children. Put your own stuff away, and it makes everyone's life easier. So just to say, if they choose the tidying, that's a quick tidy before a vacuuming, that's not meaning that they have to tidy that every single day. You could have that be somebody's chore though, tidying up the main living area every evening. That would actually be a good chore for a younger child, putting away toys and things like that. So on to making bread. That is one of the chores we have in our house. Dusting the downstairs, vacuuming the stairs, like I said, and then the dishwasher. So then basically what I did is I made another page here, and I wrote number 1 and number 2 and mom, just because I knew I'd be putting this on YouTube. The girls asked why I wasn't writing their names, and I told them because I was going to make a video about this. And when I told them I was going to make a video, my oldest said, yeah, make sure you say in a video, kids shouldn't just be picking up toys for their chores. Make them do some real chores. So there you have it from an 8.5-year-old. So basically what I did is I started at the top. And I asked, does anybody want this chore? And what we kind of do is they need to have 4 to 5 once a week chores, because they will do 1 each of the weekdays. And then they need to have some daily chores as well. And they're kind of familiar with this format. We've been doing it for a while. So I don't really have to explain that to them before we start. Sometimes I'll remind them you need a combination of both or whatever. But I just kind of let it happen as it happens. And I just started at the top and I said, downstairs bathroom, who wants to do that? And immediately my second child said, me, I will do that one, because that's the smallest bathroom and she knows that. So I put downstairs bathroom on her list. Oh, actually the first thing I have on here, the girls had decided, we were talking about this on our way home from swim team tonight, and we were just kind of going through. I said, I want you guys to start thinking about it. We're going to make these decisions tonight at supper. And they said, can we do making bread together this year? Because the oldest one kind of wanted to do it. The younger one kind of did too. And they said, can we just do it together? So I said, yes, if you guys will clean up after it together also, because this past year, my middle child had it, but I did the cleanup. So I said, if you guys do it together, then you can also do the cleanup for making bread too. So first thing on both of their lists is making bread. Then the second one got the downstairs bathroom. And as soon as something is assigned, I'll just kind of make a check. You could also put an initial or something like that by it. But if you're putting it on the other page next to everybody's names, you shouldn't need to do that. If I had more people, I would just make some more columns down here. So then the next thing on my list was kids' bathroom. And I said, who wants it? And my oldest said, well, I would like to do your bathroom and have you do our bathroom. And I said, no, we're not going to do that. I said, if you want to do both bathrooms, that's fine. You can do one day and one the other day. I said, but you guys' bathroom is much messier than mine is, because I put things away and I think you should be responsible for your bathroom. So she decided she just wanted to do her bathroom then. So she is doing her bathroom, which meant I get our bathroom. So check, check. Bathrooms are all taken care of. Then I came down to vacuum upstairs, and my oldest said, I want that. And I explained to her the upstairs is actually much more time intensive to vacuum. There's a lot more carpet. Like downstairs I have hardwood on 2 main areas, which are, it's not hardwood, it's laminate, but you know. And I said it's a lot easier to vacuum the downstairs. Plus it just kind of stays tidier since we're down here and I just pick things up all the time if they get out of order. I said the upstairs is going to take more tidying and it will take longer to vacuum. And she said, I don't care. I love vacuuming the upstairs. I said, okay. So she got vacuum the upstairs and then just by proxy tidying the upstairs. Oh, and then I put on mine, tidy downstairs and vacuum the downstairs. So I'm going to skip over the laundry for now because I will tell you what we did for that in a moment. So then I also had talked to the girls about listing out all of these earlier, and the cleaning up after breakfast, cleaning up lunch, cooking breakfast, cooking lunch. Basically what I'm trying to do with this list is show all that needs to be done in a week. I think one reason kids kind of object to chores and resist chores is they feel like they are doing all the things and you are doing nothing. when you list everything out, especially if you list it out individually, they say, oh, wow, there's actually a lot that needs done to keep a house running in a week. I need to chip in and help. So we had talked about this earlier, and actually when they were discussing that they wanted to make bread together and clean that up together, they also kind of just spontaneously between the two of them said, hey, let's do the cooking and cleaning together before and after the meals. And I said, are you guys sure? That's a lot of working together. Last year I made sure to make their chores very individual so that there wouldn't be any bickering about, well, they're not pulling their weight or this or that. And they said, no, we want to do this together. Now, this is my main concern this year because I don't know about your kids. My kids have some days where they are BFFs and they have a great day together and they're just, they don't fight, they just get along and they're happy. And then they have some days that are kind of the opposite of that. They had a really good BFF day today. So my concern is that they chose these based off of their feelings towards each other today, and there may be some contention about it down the road. This is my biggest fear going forward with this year. If that is the case, I told them if it's the case that I'm going to have to separate it out, and they said that's fine. Probably what I will do is assign one of them cooking and one of them cleaning, and then the next meal it'll switch, and the next meal it will switch. So that'll, I think, be what I do if it becomes an issue with bickering, because yeah, I don't like bickering and I don't want to have to hear every single day and mediate an argument. Not that it's bad for them to have to work through things, but if it becomes an issue and a sticking point and every single mealtime is contentious, I will rearrange the chores if that's necessary. I'm hopeful because they're hopeful, and I do hope that this goes well. So right now, under all three of ours, I put meal prep and clean up, meal prep and clean up, meal prep and clean up. All right, so then we are down to make bread, which I already put over there. And then I had dust downstairs, which the younger one said I will do because it's really not that much. I have a piano and like 2 lamps and then the TV area. So she knows, because that was her chore this last year. She knows that that's a nice easy day for her whenever she gets to dust. So she chose dusting. And then vacuuming stairs. This was another one they were arguing about. They both wanted to do for some reason. Apparently it's really fun to vacuum the stairs. It's one of my least favorite chores, so I'm happy about that. But I gave it to the younger one just to even things up. Then we each have a vacuuming section and we each have a bathroom. So it was really interesting how it worked out this year, how it just kind of all distributed out nicely. Each of us are vacuuming one part of the house. Each of us are doing a bathroom. And yeah, tidying. It just kind of all evenly distributed, the meal prep, all of that. Obviously, I'm going to do the meal prep and clean up with them. Breakfast and lunch, they will probably do more of the cleanup just because those meals were really, really easy for us to clean up. We have super simple breakfasts. Same with prep. They already do a fair amount of the meal prep for that because it's oatmeal and they each just make their own bowl. And then lunch is leftovers, so prep is pulling out leftovers and heating them up, pretty easy, and cleanup is putting leftovers in the fridge. But for dinner, I will probably still be very involved here with this. But I'm excited because it's really going to teach them a lot of cooking, and it's just going to teach them all that goes into a meal and kind of get them in that habit of jumping up and helping, hopefully, when the meal is done. And then we had the dishwasher, which is funny to me. Neither of them wanted to do that. Both of them said, I do not want to do the dishwasher. I'll do anything but the dishwasher. So I'm doing the dishwasher this year. I'm fine with that. You know, they're going to be helping out more with the cleanup anyway and the meal prep. So while they're prepping something, I can be unloading the dishwasher. It's fine. Often my husband will do it if it hasn't been gotten to anyway. So he and we get the dishwasher done. That's no big deal. Honestly, to me, it's one of the easiest jobs in the house. And it can be really frustrating, again, if someone is not wanting to do the dishwasher and then they're dragging their feet about it, and then I can't clean the rest of the kitchen because the dishwasher needs unloaded. So I'm actually kind of happy about it. I will now have full control over when the dishwasher gets unloaded. and that'll be good. Okay, so now I'm gonna hop back up to laundry. Now, the laundry was my oldest daughter's this last year, and she had really wanted to do it and worked really well for about 6 months, and then she got tired of it. And then it was very much a lot of feet dragging, not wanting to do it, and just a bit of a struggle for it to get done. So she said, if there's one thing I do not want to do, it is the laundry this year, which I get. She did it, and she did her time. She can have a break from it. So I said, okay, how should we divvy this up then? So what we came up with, because my middle daughter also didn't want to do it, and I get it's a bigger chore, you know, and it's kind of one you have to do every day, so you can get tired of it easily. But I do want the middle one to also have a good understanding of the laundry and how it works, and a bit of that time management of knowing, okay, I gotta start it right when I get up so that I can switch it after breakfast so that we can get it folded and get it done before we go out and do all of our stuff during the day. So what we came up with is she is going to load and start the washer, she is going to switch and start the dryer, and then I will sort. That's really the part that the oldest one hated and the youngest one didn't, or the younger one didn't want to do. So I said, okay, I will sort the laundry, no problem, I can do that. And then for folding, the oldest is going to fold her clothes, which they've been doing this part since they were about 3, so this is no big deal. She folds her own clothes, middle one folds her own clothes, and then I will fold for, that's a bit of a tongue twister, I will fold for my husband, myself, and for the little guy. So then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this list of each person's responsibilities, and I'm going to divide it up during the week on the days that make the most sense. So I will show you how to do that in the next video, where I will also show you the girls' morning and evening checklists and how these new chores fit in with everything else that they are doing on those. So if you aren't already subscribed to the channel, you may want to do so to make sure you can catch that video. I make videos all about how to streamline your home so you can reclaim 7 extra hours every week. So if that sounds like something you'd be into, we would love to have you around. All right, guys, that's all I had for this video, and I will see you on the next one.